Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. I want you to go ahead and hit that share button and invite some of your peeps in to the show today. And, I know I'm running late. And just the reason why I'm running late, because I'm running late. That's what I do on Saturdays, as I make preparation for things that I got to do this week. Welcome to the show. And I'm going to be brief. I'm going to try to be brief. I'm not going to try to overextend my time with you. Um, just want you to be aware that I am late. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see where I'm at because this Facebook stuff is, messing me around. I'm already 2 minutes late into the program. But if you go ahead and hit that share button and invite some of the people over to the broadcast, I'm not going to keep you long today. Just want to make sure everything is correct before I go on. If you'd like to hit the share button, you can do that and invite some friends over. And I'm not going to be long. But what I'm trying to do is notify everybody that I'm on the air. That's how you have to do it. For those that may not automatically be a part of my show and all that stuff. I want you to be a part of it because this is why I do it. It's not about just me. It's about bringing information and our history. And most of all, like I said, good evening and welcome to the show. I am your host, Captain85. And I hope that you started off on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, wherever you might be viewing from. And you took time out of your busy schedule to spend some of your time with me. But nevertheless, I'm going to try to make it entertaining as well as information for those that may not be aware of what Vaughn Digital Media and the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show is about. Community Talk Show is for the community. That's what it's about. WVDM is Vaughn Digital Media is a licensed LLC that broadcasts for WVDM Radio and also for the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show and other activities that I do. So I try to make sure that it's legal. Any money that's used or made in my businesses taxes has to be paid. So I don't want no trouble from the city or the state or the government, as well as some of the other things I work on are nonprofit 501c3, and that's Community Action People Incorporated. So that I've been working in the community ever since the 70s. I just didn't start doing this. Like I tell people, and they don't understand when I go to the cities and stuff, they're always telling me I'm only trying to make money. For first of all, let me clear something up. Out of all the years I've been working that you see me do, I've never made any money, never made any money, never took money for what I do because it's not about me. It's about what I'm sent to do in my walk of life here on the planet called Mother Earth. We must have to understand everything has a dollar, but when God give you a mission to do, it's not about the dollar. It's about what you're sent to do. And I won't give up on what I believe that God has allowed me to try to speak to young people, speak to mothers and fathers, and to the youth, because the simple reason is no one person has the answers. I'm not a person to have all the answers, but what I am is a person that cares and love young people. I love children because I have seven of my own. I lost one of my daughters last year. Her anniversary will be coming up in June, and I know that I'll see her again. I don't believe in death. We just transcend from the human form into the spirit world in which God has already prepared. So, nevertheless, I try to let people know who I am so they'll understand why I do what I do. Most people have offered to donate something. Most of the time, I've never asked for donations. People have offered, but under the circumstances, as time go by with medical conditions and bills, my budget is getting very low. But what I try to explain to people, even then, it's not about just getting money. If money is not put where it's supposed to be put at, then that's not lining my pockets. I'm only spending money to do these broadcasts. It's a licensing fee. All those things I pay for. All my guests come on my show for free. I don't ask them to pay me. But what I do ask for y'all to do now is that if you send some stars to some of the the videos that I'm putting up now, because that's time consuming, and I have archived a lot of stuff that I want to I consider it the history of the 757, the history of the type of work I've been doing in the community. The talk show part, I just kind of like got stumbled into that after I finished broadcasting school in New York City, and I decided to stay here and was given an opportunity to be on a gospel station, which I love gospel. I'm brought up in the church, and people are like, well, you brought, even when I was doing gospel at WZAM, AM 1110, that's no longer the gospel station. Those are the call letters of the sports station now. They purchased it and made it a sports channel. But people, when I would be in the club and talking to people, they'd be like, or when I'm on the radio and I'm talking about, people said, you said you're in a nightclub. "Well, why are you in a nightclub?" Because that's how I make my living. I'm a DJ. I'm a professional DJ. I've been DJing now over 50 years. So when people don't understand is I've been a DJ because I've been listening to music ever since I was a child, even when I was in my mother's womb. And that's why I call my show Frequency Distribution. Why? Because you have to understand you're surrounded by a frequency, and that frequency goes through your ear. Your child is in when a woman is pregnant, it is surrounded by water. So all frequencies, language, electronics, is being transmitted to your child while he's in your womb. That's why he can recognize your voice when he's born and when he's around his father. They remember those voices. So, but Tesla did a lot of research back in the days, and he's the one that studied the frequency more than most other people did. And that's why you have Tesla now calling his cars, it's Tesla's cars, because it's electronic. Everything is electricity. So when we don't understand the nature of who we are, they know who we are. They know what a black man and a black woman are. They know who we are. As Kendrick Lamar quote him, they not one of us. And when we talk that way, people get upset. And then people thinking, well, I don't know nothing about that. I don't want to hear that. Well, that's why our children are dying in the street. Michael Jackson spoke about it too, and see what it got him. So when Prince spoke about it too, you see what it got him. We'll continue to be losing because we think one way. If it's something that you don't understand, then people don't share that information. If I was talking about having a party, then I'd be lit up, you know. But when it comes to doing the things that we do, we have to remember one thing and one thing only. We have to be able to translate what is going on in our community. And what is going on in our community is our kids are dying every day. We complain about when the police shoot them, but nobody marches when somebody else shoot them. We all are responsible for the man in the mirror. We're also responsible for our neighbors, our children. We can say, hey, I'm not responsible. I'm not going to be a part of that conversation. Well, I'm glad you're not, because that's what I'm sent to be a part of the responsibility. I want to say good afternoon to Annette. How you doing? One of my favorite supporters, as well as a dear friend. So when I talk about things and have people that also support me in sending stars and all the things that I do. But what I try to get people to understand is, if we work together, then we can overcome what's in our community. And that's why you see, if you go to my Facebook page, if you haven't lately, and you'll see the stuff that I put up there. You'll see awards. You'll see I've been to school. Uh, you see all these things that I have done. But yet, only thing the city can say is that I'm only trying to make money. I spend my own money doing all that. The city didn't give it to me. Nobody else gave it to me, my family. But the thing is, I work for what I want. I don't have to have tears in my eyes and, have my hand out every time I do something. That's not the way I work. I never have. That's why I don't have what I've already made, and I gave it away. I've had money. Yes, I have. But I get in trouble when people say, why are you always giving money to other people's events, but they ain't getting nothing to yours? Well, I ain't got nothing to do with what they do with their money. I have something to do with what my spirit tell me to do with mine. I've fed the hungry. I've fed and did things for kids. I got the footage. I got years of footage where other people will say, well, no, you didn't do that. We did that. Really? So why weren't you doing it before I was doing it? Especially in the nightclub. You weren't doing it in the nightclub. You just were doing it. Where your receipts at? Bring on the receipts. So when you see my videos today that I put on Facebook, those are my receipts. And I got a lot of receipts. I got really a lot of receipts. But it's not about me. It's about our future generation. It's about making sure that they are able to understand that God give us all gifts. He give us all gifts to do something while we are here. I know what it is to lose a child, even though it was from a medical condition, but I know what it is to lose a child. I knew that before I lost one. That's why I've been working in this department for ever since the 70s. Well, way before then. Even when my mother and I used to catch the bus in Portsmouth to go down there to march on Walmart. And we didn't sit at the counter, but we was outside marching. And I was about 4 or 5, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But I know we used to sit at the back of the bus. I know when integration came to Portsmouth, I know all that because I was at George Peabody and Riddick Weaver, right there on South Street, right across from my family church. Fourth Baptist is on Effingham. I know about all that. I know about when I was growing up, my mom used to send me to the store when we stayed on Portsmouth Boulevard and Chestnut Street. We were the only black people on that side of the street. All the houses down from once you cross Portsmouth Boulevard onto Chestnut Street, all the way down to George Washington, there was only white people on that side. We was only black family on the corner. I know what it's like when the little kids used to come down to our house and wanted to play with us. Because if you know anything about history, we was only toys for white kids. That's during slavery and after slavery. We played with them. We played. And when their parents come, when their grandparents come look for them, they say, oh, I didn't know they were down here. And she'll come down there and get them. And then on the way back, she'll be whipping their butt. Don't never let you catch you down there again. Don't you never let me catch you down to that house again. And they crying, okay, okay. And a couple of days later, they're right back because they wanted someone to play with. When we grew up, we are grown up in the Black community to play with each other. That's what we were used to doing. We play with each other, especially if you stayed in places like New York, New Jersey, Philly, Detroit, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, especially in the country. You might have been 10 or 15 miles from somebody. You might have 4 or 5 people on each side of the house, but you played with each other. You ain't running around killing each other. Why is it that we don't understand what's going on in our community? It is better for us to kill each other than point the finger at them. But we can change that. All we have to do is stop thinking that, hey, I'm better than you and you ain't better than me. All this negative content. We are responsible for what's going on with the deaths in our community. I ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't my child. Well, it may not be your child. But your child's going to face somebody that's somebody else's child that might end up taking their life. And I'm only one person. But the scripture said, where he leads me, or the old gospel song, I will follow. And that's what I do. Because everything on this earth, I don't care how many houses you got, how much money you got in your account, your 401k, you ain't taking it with you. You're not going to take it with you. Kids out here starving. They're not just starving for food or clothing or electronic devices. They are starving because of one simple reason. And we overlook that. We overlook it. We really do. You know what kids are starving for? Love. They're starving for love. That's what they're starving for. So when I went in the nightclub business as a DJ, before I became a manager, or before I ran other people's businesses, I went in the club business and the entertainment business for one simple reason. You see it right there, that word, love. Yeah, love. That's what I went into it for. I went in it because I love kids. I went in it because I love people. That's why I tell people, hey, when people come to my club, they leave happy. And just because yesterday when I went to a place yesterday to get my beard shaved, and what happened? The people said, the ladies that own the place saying, hey, I used to love Picasso's. I met my husband there. And we are still married today. That's why I do what I do. Let me ask y'all a question while y'all are looking today. How many places you go to that you see people slow dancing? How many places do you see that the DJ slows the music down? And I don't even go out. And I could tell you probably 0 to none. Because there's a certain energy, frequency. There's a certain way you have to do it. And most people don't understand DJs. They're afraid they're going to lose the dance floor. They play music to keep people dancing. Because if they stop, they know they might get booed, name called, and they can't get control of the audience again. I tell it like it is, not like what people make it out to be. I'm no one different. I learned from the masters. I studied the greats. I studied people like Winky the Hitman, who was in the band, had his band when I first met him. He was a singer. The next person I studied was the legendary, the greatest DJ in nightclubs to me, Bob Fields, Bob Disco Fields, Bob Mr. Magic. He had so many titles. I wonder where I got that from. Because I got so many titles. I only want the name that my Heavenly Father knows me by, not what's on my birth certificate. We all have a spiritual name. That's why you can't hear the voice of God. They try to shadow it with the names that they want you to have. You remember Roots? When they told Roots, in Roots, they told your name is Toby, not Kuta Kente. You're going to learn to say Toby. He said, my name is Kuta Kente. We speak in language that they can't speak. But our Father in heaven knows who we are. And that's why you see all these things coming about now. That's why you see them, oh, well, you're not going to teach that in school. You're not going to talk about Black history in school. Well, no, when they get to college, they will. Oh, now they done got another trick. If you start teaching this in college, well, you're not going to get no more money. Okay. We got all kind of games. They got all kind of tricks for kids. But you don't have no tricks for God. That's why you see the warning signs. You see warning signs. We don't control them, and they don't either. Until God get tired of warning you. I think that happened let me see when that happened. I think that happened in Noah's Ark. Didn't it? Moses take the children out of Egypt into the promised land. We can sit and talk. We can sit and play the game and think God is playing a game. God is not playing a game. He's giving you warnings. Well, you say, well, if he's giving us warning, how do you know that? It's in your book. Oh, you don't know what that book is? It's called Bible. You hear that old gospel song? God is trying to tell you something that they sung in Roots. No, not in Roots. What that? Color Purple? Yeah, Color Purple. God is trying to tell you something. It's in the book. Read it. Don't be afraid of it. If you read it, maybe it'll open it up your, what they call that third eye. Our kids are so talented with knowledge and full of knowledge. I wrote a poem on that several years ago, and I'll be putting that up on Facebook as well. And I want to thank y'all so much for watching my videos. And please, thumbs up, hearts, all that stuff, it helps. It really does. You don't imagine how much it helps. I'm trying to build a platform that our young people can get the truth. I'm not up here to talk about race, creed, or color. I'm just telling you, God said love one another. I have worked with whites, Puerto Ricans, Spanish, Koreans. Maybe some of y'all never got the opportunity, but in my lifetime, I have. I have did weddings for white people, Jewish people, Black people. They people to me. It ain't got nothing to do with what race they is. I talk to them just like I'm talking to you. I talk to white people just like I'm talking to you. But they don't like when I talk to them because I'm not trying to tell them anything. They already know what they're doing. All I do is ask a couple of questions. Why? Because it's important to ask questions. If we ask questions, then we can get an answer. That's what it's called. It's called an answer. This right here I think that's going on today, or it's Tuesday. I don't have it. Let me see. That's April the 15th. There, that's Tuesday. There's going to be a meeting down at City Council. They still talking about the 10-1 system. After black, white, Filipinos, Puerto Ricans, Jewish, every nationality that stay in Virginia Beach saying they want the 10-1 system, why are they still spending tax dollars and trying to change it? That's what you should be asking. Y'all need to be down at City Council on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. If you want to speak, call down to City Council at Virginia Beach and tell them that you want to speak. If you don't want to speak, just show up and show out. Bring some of your neighbors with you. We got to stop sitting around thinking that this stuff is going to change because they laugh and smile in your face. And as one of my co-hosts used to say, a cup of coffee and a donut. My vote ain't for sale. And people are like, well, I've heard the mayor, I invite you to go to lunch. He's going to take you to lunch. I don't need no lunch. Don't you see I'm already overweight? I'm on diabetes. Well, I don't know. He might be might be a hitman. Well, let's go to lunch. Get all that fried chicken you want. No, thank you. If I don't go, I won't be tempted. I'm a comedian too. But I'm serious about City Hall Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. I don't care what race, what color you are. If you're in Virginia Beach, you live in Virginia Beach, you pay taxes. You need to be there. You need to be there and feel that chamber. And like, if you want to speak, call City Council Monday and tell them you want to speak. You get 3 minutes to voice your opinion. I'm hoping that I'll make it. All I know is this. When every city council is voted in or out, or when they get ill and pass away, they ain't taking Virginia Beach with them. They ain't taking Virginia Beach with them. If you're not going to do something good, then step down from city council. If you're not going to do something good, why you keep running for mayor? Who you working for? We got people working for the people that is always doing things to make themselves look good. That's why people don't like me. I'm not there to look good. The only thing I want somebody to say, wow, I like the way he played music. Wow, he did what he gonna say he was gonna do in the community. That's why they don't like me. They like me because when I make up my mind to do things in the community, they can't stop me. Why? Because God sent me. It's the God in me. It's the God that's in you. Stop letting them trick you with gimmicks. Well, we are trying to get this overturned because the citizens of Virginia Beach don't like the system. Why? They don't even have to go out their neighborhood. They just go down the street to the library, polling place, or they can mail it in. They ain't got to go to the polling place. But you can't say that this overall citizen of Virginia Beach don't like the system when they already did a study of $200,000 or $300,000, and you still spending thousands and thousands of dollars taking it back to court like, hey, y'all gonna do what I say do. Well, I keep trying to warn you. God, you playing with God. I don't play with God. I try not to. That's why I have to repent. That's why I have to fall on my knees and humble myself. But he ain't gonna keep listening to people that's praying and keep doing the same old thing. Virginia Beach is surrounded by what? The Atlantic Ocean. You've seen other places flooded out. A couple of years ago, didn't you have that situation down, a hurricane or tornado, some coming down there and General Booth area and tear up all those $1 million, $100,000 homes? Y'all keep playing. He send you warnings. You don't recognize them because you're too busy. He send warnings to everybody. I don't care if you're black, white, broke, or poor, or a millionaire, or want to be a millionaire. You can't take it with you. But you don't want to be in that line when you meet your maker. See, when you meet your maker, that's another story. We all going to do that someday. But today, I'm asking for your help in my campaign. I can't take back the community. That's already been taken. That phrase has already been taken. I'm just trying to save the lives of the people that live in the community. I'm trying to talk to the future generation when everybody else is doing their thing. Jesus didn't come here to take back no land. He couldn't take it back to heaven with him. He didn't come here to take no people with him. When he left by himself. But he gave you a roadmap. A Bible is a roadmap. It's not a religion. What I'm doing today, what you do every day when you pick up your cell phone, why you think you're on your cell phone texting and watching videos, that's a religion. Something you do every single day. Because if you were studying religion, you would know better in the things that are happening in our community. You would want to point fingers. Blame it on the white man. Blame it on the white man. Let me go back to the king of pop, the greatest hip hop artist, Michael Jackson. It's the man in the mirror. Focus on the man in the mirror. You can change. See, when you look in a mirror, you suppose you're changing yourself. Makeup here, shaving over here, trimming over here. Did y'all recognize did my beard look any better? Because I had a professional do it this time. Y'all let me know if you like it. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let me get closer. I went to the barbershop, and the barbershop man trimmed it up. I think it's all even and straight. Take a good look. I don't want to hurt nobody. But I try to be presentable in everything I do. But sometimes the will is there. But sometimes you have to keep working. Moses didn't look clean and shiny. I know Jesus didn't look clean and shiny, but every picture that you see in your house or anywhere you go in a church, he's fabulous. Well, that's Michelangelo and the other artists, Leonardo da Vinci. Should I say his name right? I hope I did. I am a fine arts major. I don't like to criticize people, but hey, that's what we do. It's called critique. I don't criticize no one. I critique your work. I let the world criticize you because I know what it's like to be criticized. I ain't got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you. I'm going to put this while I'm talking. That's my Apple app. I hope you will go there. And I'm going to leave it up. So when you're on your computer, you can look at this part of the show and scan that with your phone, and you can download it in the Apple Store. If you can't send stars, please go to the Apple Store and download that app. It's free. It's free. But what it does is it connects you to WVDM. When you see that logo, you know that's the radio station. Help me help our community. Help me to help our future generation. Because I can't do it by myself. I've been doing it for years alone. One of my friends asked me, you need help. I'll help you. Nope, nope, nope. What's wrong? Why I can't? You're insulting me. You're hurting my feelings. You don't understand is it's hurting me to ask people for help. It's like a sword pierced in the side. To ask for help, my help come from God. I didn't come here with riches, and I probably would die with none because I probably give it all away. Look around you and see the neighborhood kids who have been tricked in carrying guns to school for the pipeline to prison. They'll tell you, buy a lock. No, don't buy the gun. You ain't got to buy the lock. The lock, you can buy your children some nice clothes for a couple $100. You may not get Jordans, but you can get a nice pair of shoes or tennis shoes, a shirt and tie to go to church. Or go to something that they can learn some better manners. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. Oh, don't call me no. Hey, don't call me that. I ain't old enough to be your grandmother or your mother. Call me by my name. Oh, you done got grand now. That yes, ma'am, and no, sir has got me where I am. It's called respecting your elders. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, sir, no, sir. Why do you go in the military? You don't tell them, hey, man, I ain't saying no yes, sir, no, no, sir. I ain't standing in attention. But you let your kids go out there in the neighborhood and disrupt the community. Senior citizen can't even sit on their porch. Riding through the neighborhood, breaking into people's cars. For what? For them to go to jail. Ain't nothing in a car. I don't care how big it is, how nice it is. Ain't nothing in that car, but your job is going to prison or a death sentence. You got two choices. A death sentence, or nice vacation from 10 to 30 years in prison. You kill somebody, you get life. Make it your choice. You want to be a rock star? They gonna put you on the chain gang where they don't bust rocks no more. They making license plate, furniture for all the businesses that open up, the chairs they sit in. But you smart. I'm ahead of the game. Ain't no game you gonna get in that you're gonna ever become head of in the United States. This is a corporation. This is not a country. We have to educate our young people. This is my radio station where I play a lot of music that is positive. I play a lot of local artists and other artists that may not be from here, but I'm selective in the music that I play because it shapes the minds of our young people. And if a person is rapping or singing and tell me the only thing they can talk about is shoot them up, bang, bang, then something is wrong. That ain't for us, not WVDM. But if you download this app to your store, when I play your music and upload it on this app, your people, your friends can download it and buy it. I don't make no money off your music. It's secured through Apple. Any song that you want, new or any song that your artist got, is in iTunes Music or at the Apple Store. I try not to play negative music. I love the music myself. But I'm supposed to be responsible for our young people. But our young people are very creative. They make up words that sound like words that you think that they're saying, but they're not saying that. If we can go out and do the Southern Soul dance and we leave our kids home alone because we having a good time, why don't we show our kids how to draw? Why don't we show our kids how to paint when we have painting and wine sipping nights? All the things that I've created over the years is for one simple reason. Yes, to make money for our future generation. This picture's courtesy. Men of Valor. The Men of Valor on Facebook. Check out their website. That's where I got that picture from because I didn't have it. Teach us to be business owners so we can change things. And I'm working on that too. So many things are in the pipeline, but because of medical conditions, as they say, God has allowed me to go into the valley. I almost lost my eyesight. For over 2 years, the doctor's been working to save my eyesight. And I'm proud to say God has blessed me to get my eyesight where I can now see like a regular person. I don't talk about a lot of personal things because I don't want to make people feel like I'm begging. I lost, because of surgery, I lost my toe. And I'm trying to figure out how I lose a toe when I ain't drinking sodas. I ain't eating a lot of fast foods. My diet consists of vegetables and fruit 2 times a day. I was taking eight vitamins a day for over 2 to 3 years. But I lost the toe. But I ain't going to stop what I'm doing. I can dance with 9, 10 toes down. Well, I'm 9 toes down and 1 missing in action. But whatever God's will is for me to go through, I go through it for our future generation, for our young people. All my kids are grown. I got 14 to 15 grandchildren. And I think I got, to my election, 1 great grandson. And I hope before my time comes to leave that I can leave something to them. We have to stop pretending that, hey, we got to have everything at one time. Are you planning for the end? God has already put it in scripture. Fill the storehouse. If you ain't putting nothing in the storehouse, and when it's time for you to be laid to rest for all the labor you done on this planet, and they got to have a pity party to put you in the ground or to have you cremated, we have to stop this madness. I can't sleep at night. I'm just trying to find ways to get the word out, trying to find something that I can do to make money at what I already know what to do, to DJ. I call people. I call me back when you already got my number. Why I got to call you when you already know what I'm trying to do? But God bless you. I just keep on moving because God don't make mistakes. We do. That's what we have to always remember about whatever goes on in our life. God has the final answer. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes, he do. He has the final answer. But I won't give up on these kids right here. I will not give up on the next generation. We can talk about all the things we want to talk about. I will never give up on the kids. I would never do that because God blessed me and blessed my children to have kids. I would never, ever give up on no black man because I know he's angry. I'll try to talk to him. I've did it many times while I was in the clubs. You can't challenge a black man in front of people. You should know that by now. I don't care who you are. If you challenge them in front of someone, you might win the battle, but you're going to lose the war. You're going to lose the war because he has feelings. The worst thing you can do is challenge a black man's manhood and think he's just going to let it go, especially if he don't know nothing about that Bible. If he don't know nothing about Jesus Christ, the Christ, his brother, when they try to make you believe that the Jesus Christ that hang up in churches or anywhere else, that is not our God. The Bible already told you if you read it, he had hair of wolf skin, sheep wool. He had his feet was like brass. He was a black man. So please stop pretending that you can't understand English language, even though it may not be our original language, but it is now. Change your frequency. Learn how to pray a little bit more in silence. Wherever you go, let your light shine. Because when you believe in yourself and you know who you are, you shine. But it doesn't get any easier. You think the world is going to pat you on the back? Oh, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I hope all are listening and know that you are definitely a child of God and your heart is pure and only want to be the best for the youth. You are an unbelievable human being. I thank you for the comment, Miss Annette. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing it ever since I was a child, when I was able to walk around at 2 or 3. I've been doing this for years. It's nothing new to me. But I'm not going to, not on my watch, and be quiet. Not on my watch and stop trying. It's the kids that are suffering. How do you sit there and watch the news? And I watch it every day. I watch about 5 hours worth of news or more for content purposes, to study what they're saying and then research. I'm on Facebook more than I'm anywhere else. All you got to do is look at Facebook and you see the green light on. Well, you thought I just left it on and just fell asleep? I've done that too, but hey, not now. Not what I done been through physically, mentally. You don't know what I go through because I don't talk about it. You don't know about the abuse that the police put me through. You only know what they tell you. But I got receipts for everything. I keep trying to tell you. I got receipts. I'm the only DJ other than Bob Fields. I mean, he was at the Broadway. So don't tell me about what the police and nobody else would do. Because I got receipts. Because like anything else, I got a lot of receipts. Some I put up and some I don't. But I got receipts. And if not, call WVDM TV10 and pull the archives of how many times they was at Picasso's when I already know they was coming. How did I know they were coming? See what I'm saying? How do I know that the police are going to be at Picasso's on any given Sunday? How do I know the fire marshal is going to come in and put me in handcuffs and say I'm under arrest because I'm overcrowded? I'm charging you with egress. I go to court in Virginia Beach. My lawyer says, do you want to plead guilty? If you plead guilty, I can get you off with probation. But if you go in that courtroom, he's going to find you guilty, and you're going to get whatever he give you. Well, I'm not guilty. I'm not pleading. This is how they trick our people. Plead guilty, and they don't have to take all that time in court because you know you did something wrong somewhere along the way. Their thing is, if I don't get you on this one, I'm going to do my research and I'm going to find something on you. And then you're going to get more time. Be my guest. I got nothing to hide. Pull my record any day. Every city that I done been in, other than one, and that's Portsmouth, Virginia, that I played a short period of time because I'm playing and renting venues that I could not contain because of the crowd. Larger crowds. That's why people don't understand why I don't play. They just thinking, oh, you owe. No, ain't got nothing to do with it. You owe. But to keep you from going over there talking to that young lady, you owe. But it stop you from talking to that older lady? No, it didn't. I'm old. I ain't got no problem saying that I'm old. You can see that by the way I dress. I ain't got no problem with being old. I have a problem if I don't finish the mission. The mission I'm sent to do, that I'm born to do. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. Only have one person to prove it to, and that's God. That's why you see now I'm putting new content every day. Every day I put new videos up. And being respectful to the people. They know they was being videoed, but it's not about that. It's about their history. Because people said y'all didn't know how to act, that y'all were animals. How many clubs that y'all got open now? Do you know? Do you know how many clubs are opening now? That back in the day, we had over 20 to 30 clubs, black clubs that we can go to on any given weekend. Allure just closed end of last month. They closed down. Not by force, by choice. Mine was by force. I didn't close the club. God did. I keep trying to tell people how things work with me. God don't let you do nothing to me. All I got to do is walk away. When I walk away, from whatever place I've been. You know the clubs because I put them on the screen. When I walk away, they go away because it's not about me. I went into the entertainment business so people could be happy. That's all I know. Along the way, I made some money. I made other people money. And then when I'm with them, other people come and offer me more money to come to be at their clubs. Pay me more, triple. Want me to be partners. You ain't got to put up nothing. Just come and partner with me, and this is what you get. Okay, that seemed good. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All my life I spent in the clubs, and my kids grew up. My kids grew up because I was in the clubs every night. I wasn't running the streets. I was in the club. And one of my sons asked me, said, Dad, you know the time you told me you was going to come to my play at school and you didn't show up and I was looking for you. And he said, Dad, that hurt me because you wasn't there. And that's my son that used to work at the club with the glasses on, or both two head. That was my youngest one, Kendrick. And I still remember the words, the way he said. My other son, youngest son, who tried out for Bayside Middle football team. And he got cut on the third day because the coach said he had more return players. And even though he see how hard he's worked, he told him to try the next year. And when he got in the car, he told me, I said, what's wrong? He said, nothing. I said, something wrong because you're quiet. He said, Dad, they cut me today. And I really wanted to be on the football team. And that's Alex the comic. All my kids have gifts. My oldest son, he's sanctioned, and Kendrick is sanctioned in chess in the United States chess tournament teams. My son, when he was at Bayside, won about 5 to 6 trophies that I think are still on display at Bayside High. When he graduated, he could have had several offers to come to universities in other states. I think one was Florida and Texas. They was going to give him a full ride to come there to teach chess and to play chess. My other son, Adam, he came from New Jersey with his mother when we got back together. He was in a gifted class. His father was a talented writer. His father wrote for Cooley and the Gang. He even helped several other wrote for rap groups and got them started. My wife, she's a very intelligent person, been in the military, got degrees, all kind of certification. So you can't tell me when I go speak and asking for grants and they tell me all I want to do is make money. But I tell them this: God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, so that you and I could have a chance for everlasting life. It's not about what you think about me or what you try to stop me from doing. I let you know that my God has the final answer. I'll leave that up if you want to scan it once the show is over and run it back. This is the app for Vaughn WVDM, Vaughn Digital Media Radio. Please support me by just downloading that. It's an absolutely free app. Help me build something that you can be proud of. More to come. More to come. Until next week.